champion. The moment the whole game's been leading up to. This is the battle you've been waiting for. The most crucial part of your childhood. If you haven't guessed, I'm talking Pokemon. Pokemon was my first game series ever, beginning with Pokemon Yellow and a Game Boy Advance for my 5th birthday. Anyone who's ever played Pokemon and gotten far enough in the game knows that the intensity of the champion battle is great. First, there's the shock of knowing who the champion is, unless they give it to you early on in the game, black and white. This person's been seen by you throughout the game, and now, it turns out, they are like the final boss, which is pretty surprising. Then you need to actually battle them, which is a challenge, and it'll be tough, it'll be frustrating, but you can't turn back, unless you suck, and you lose. But what's a champion battle without champion battle music? That is the theme that plays while you are fighting this person and kicking ass, or having your ass kicked. Now, throughout the games and the generations and the whatnots, there's been a lot of champion themes. In fact, so far there have been 6. Generation 5 had 2 different ones, and none of them are particularly bad. However, some are definitely better than others. So, without further ado, let's begin Hodgepodge 9's list of the top 5 Pokemon Champion Battle music. So, it's time to start this list off with number 5, Cynthia's theme. This is actually a well-liked piece among the Pokemon fans, and again, none of these pieces are bad. This one was close with the number 4 pick. But, why is it so low? Well, it's just not that memorable to me. It's a good theme, but it almost seems unfitting for this grand champion piece. And grand is an important word because, in my opinion, a good champion piece blends intensity with a grand feel to it that is a very happy sound that makes you feel like, oh my god, I'm about to become the champion, as well as, holy shit, I'm battling the champion. That's what it should be like, right? That's what makes a good champion piece. Now, Cynthia's battle, I feel, just takes the intensity, but doesn't take the grandity, if that's the word. So, while it's intense, and you definitely feel that while you are battling her, because it's a tough champion battle, it's just not as fun or happy as some of the other battle themes, or even the battle in general. So, Cynthia's theme, while it's a good theme in general, I don't think it's the best champion theme, and that's why it's only at number 5 on my list. Number 4, Iris's theme. Now, before I start talking about Iris's theme, I'm going to just, make something subside that I believe is going on, which is right now a few of you are thinking, dear Lord, he's just mentioned a Generation 4 and Generation 5 at the bottom of his list. He's a Gen 1er, we should burn him with fire. No, I'm actually not a Gen 1er. Generation 1 is not my favorite generation. I like it, it's not my favorite, and the reason I chose these pieces is not because they're newer. In fact, Generation 4 is one of my favorites. I like it a lot. It's just that these pieces are not as good as some of the older ones. That's just my opinion. That's just how it's gonna go. So, Iris's theme. It's different. I'm gonna give it that. It is definitely, in my opinion, the most different of the pieces. Why? Because it's happy, but not like grand happy, like I was talking about before. It's more like bubbly. It's like going to a carnival or something. It's happy, and it's different, and I'm not gonna say that that's a bad thing, but it's a bit unusual. I've always found that it's a more unusual piece. Now, it does have some intense parts, and I actually really like the intense parts, because they sound pretty cool, and it's actually one of my favorites in the entire 5th generation in terms of music. So, it's a good song. Not my favorite champion battle, not my favorite champion song, but definitely a decent piece. Like Cynthia's, it's not bad. It's not a bad song. It's just beaten by the others. And simply, the next 3, I think, are better pieces. Just quite simple. So, that's a pretty short entry. We're going to head out to number 3. Okay, so number 3 on my list is Blue's theme. /Green's theme / Gary's theme, whatever the hell we're calling him now. I'm gonna call him Blue. I'm saying Blue. It's Blue. So, this was very close to my next pick, and I actually originally had this as the second, but then I did a little switcheroo last minute, because, they're close. This one's just beaten a bit by the next one. So, still an amazing song. I really like it, and here's why. This one piece has something that the other pieces don't have, not nearly as much at least, which is desperation. And it sounds kind of weird when I say that, but let me explain. You need to win this battle. It's like you don't just want to win this battle. You need to win this battle. Like you need to win. You need to kick Blue's ass and make him go cry for the next 40 years in the 8th gym. Like that, you want to, because if you're a normal person, you hate him. He's just a jerk. You don't like him, and that makes you really want to hate him. Now, I'm gonna say it does suffer slightly from the same problem that Cynthia's theme had, which was too much intensity, not enough grandness. I'm saying grandness now. I said grandity before, but it's grandness. But, at this point, who cares? For a lot of older fans, this was like their first champion battle from their first Pokemon games, and they loved it. And, I have no problem with nostalgia. I'm not gonna be like, Gen 1 sucks, guys. You only like it because it's nostalgia. No, I actually, nostalgia's fine. I think the world works with biases, and so that's fine. So, who cares? It's a good piece. This was not my first champion battle, even though Yellow was my first game, because I sucked at the age of 5, never got even close to the champion when I had it. I didn't end up, playing up to the champion until I was, at least 10, so it was a while later that I played. But yeah, this is a really good piece. So, it's got the melody isn't the best, but it's still pretty cool. It's intense. It's definitely a fun thing. You can definitely feel the power in it. But yeah, it's a good piece. Number 3 on my list. Let's head down to the top 2. Alrighty, so my second favorite champion battle theme is Lance's theme. Again, this was very close to Blue's, but it just beat it. Well, why? I don't see what's not to love about this piece. It's epic, it's intense, it's exciting, and it is the source of many kick-ass remixes. I've always loved this battle music, just because, it yells out, this is what Pokemon is. It even has that little dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. You gotta love that. It's the definition of Pokemon, sort of, not really. So, while Lance isn't the strongest of, champions, this music's great. And this music makes him even just, it makes him seem on par with all the others. And not that Lance is a bad champion, but his levels are slightly lower. Just saying. But even if you forget that, this is also the same music that plays when you battle Red, who is arguably one of the hardest battles in all of Pokemon, so there you go. That makes up for the fact that Lance is a little weaker than some of the other champions. And that's really it. I've always loved this one. Maybe within the past few years, I actually probably would have said that this was my favorite champion piece. However, there is one that beats it. There are 2 possibilities left, and if you know what these possibilities are, you can probably guess which one I'm going to choose. So, we're going to jump over to numero uno. Number 1 piece of Pokemon Champion music. So, the number 1 piece is Steven and Wallace's theme. Hot diggity damn, I love this song. It's fast, it's intense, but it's also fun. Actually, when I first heard this piece, it was back in Pokemon Coliseum, which, while I know came out after Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Maybe not Emerald, but I didn't, like Yellow, I didn't actually get very far in those until much later on. So I played Pokemon Coliseum before I got to the champion in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. So when I played Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and I heard it, I was like, whoa, this is from Coliseum, and then I realized this is where that song originated. So, and then a little bit of a story here, story time. When it first played, I didn't expect that it was going to start out so loud. I had my volume all the way up, and it went da-la-la-la-la. It was really loud, and I didn't expect it. So I was I wasn't like, wow! I was just a little startled. I was like, whoa, didn't expect that. And, then I continued the game and battled, and it was great. I love that. Actually, it's one of my favorite champion pieces, or battles as well, because it's challenging. It's also kind of fun as well. They've got some cool Pokemon. So yeah, it's definitely, and the music's great. It's got a great melody. It's got the classic Generation 3 sound fonts, which arguably Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald has one of the best soundtracks in Pokemon. So yeah, that's really cool. So just taking this song, it's really good. I love this song, You can go look it up so you don't have to listen to me talk while it's playing. But yeah, so that's number 1. That is my top 5. Obviously, the one that didn't make a list was Alder's theme. Just a quick synopsis of why I don't think it's fast enough. I don't think it's intense. I think it's way too, grand, and it doesn't have any intensity. The boringish melody, not a great battle itself, so not many memories of, wow, this is such a great battle now. That's it. That was the reason that didn't make it. A lot of people don't love that one as much. So yeah, that's it. That was my top 5. Expect more Pokemon videos in the future, because I like Pokemon a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm just starting out again, so, there's a little subscribe button there if you think I'm good. If you don't, whatever. Maybe I suck. So yeah, expect more Pokemon videos. Thank you for watching. Hasta la vista.